Hello, fellow people, and I'm back again. Oh, I swear I just can't get away from the phone. But anyway, okay, it said, I woke up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I'd forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year, and I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a full sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them or what passes for normal around here. Yeah. What does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I don't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remained in my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arm and shifts her gaze to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfectly and evenly flat. Haha, sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. It's a good question, He-chan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there really isn't anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming in a few days. Also, every student in the school tends to help out doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. Haha, I don't know, He-chan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area. So... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish, and then starts signing hard and heavy. Ooh. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest and she shouts Shizune with words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you can use to win prizes. Ha ha ha! The teacher clears his throat very loud. loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though brushing it off without a care. We are in the middle of class, and we should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right, He-chan. Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I thought I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone had also changed, although it does every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Suzune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, so no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? He-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me after the girl who left? Oh, nothing. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I'd go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Ha ha ha! Okay, He-chan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us it's time to stop working. You'll excuse me, I have to get a drink. Thank you. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we just barely managed to finish our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, He-chan. Impossible. Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at the given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune could understand. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to facing the direction of the person's voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, and it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing, and it will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I've never noticed how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, He-chan? Very sure. Haha, you're wrong, He-chan. Because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. That's actually not a bad comeback, or a way to think of it. Wah-ha-ha-ha! Shizune pushes her glasses up to the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-the-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectingly. I'd almost forgotten I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? Haha, that's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it till near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some of the students favor eating lunch in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, He-chan, you want to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right, She-chan. I guess it only makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hey Chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shi-chan? Right? Right. But it seems like they have all the members that they can possibly have right now. Sorry, He-chan, it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, He-chan. Does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great, that's great, He-chan, really great. Ha ha ha, wah-ha-ha! Why is it so great? No reason. Well, He-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student council. I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. It's a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. Pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Haha, right. He-chan, maybe you should join the student council. I started reading the bottom line. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, He-chan. Shi-chan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shi-chan is the president. Starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Haha, of course we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from having you join the student council, and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to... So you're admitting that... Haha, no, we admit nothing. I mean, He-chan, of course it'd be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, He-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, He-chan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying really hard to look their cutest, although they were pretty cute to begin with. Well... And it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, He-chan. What? No! Aw, see, Shi-chan. Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well. Shi-chan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. That aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Wah, that's interesting, He-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about Rich Man, Poor Man, He-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Oh, why not? Ah! Head's itching. Well, because you two both have the same incentive, therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the school council, right? Yep. Well, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. He-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that you pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of Rich Man, Poor Man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, He-chan. It's also played by elementary and middle school children. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, She-chan? Wow! That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means that you're surprisingly good at it. Haha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, He-chan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy that there are attempts to get me to the student council, but I'm a little curious about what it does here. I've never been on one before or ever known anybody that was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so it wouldn't be that bad. Okay, He-chan, how about Risk, the game of world domination? I don't know what that is. It's really fun, He-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Oh, really, She-chan? We can just play for fun, He-chan. She-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there will be no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, He-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimaced to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's far more for show than anything. In the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, we go back to class. Oh, there she goes again. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch on to me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended. Yep, that's right, offended. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a little disturbed that enough people have to make a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. Once with the escort, this doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, He-chan? That's it. That's right, we're just gonna play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason it just seems like it'd be so plausible. Oh, camera pan. Getting to the student council room is simple as turning 2 corners of where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, She-chan says that when their life is threatened, people are shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerfully. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little bit larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs, and a small desk prominently placed at the back, which I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side. Extras, perhaps? This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a pot of plant in here or something. The most notable thing about this room is it doesn't have any other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean, no? Does it mean no one else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hey, Chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain everything while we set it up. While Isha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics of a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended when I agreed to this. Okay. Halfway into the game, while I ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. She-chan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. She-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to be in the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! She-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator to those who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take that as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it is signed, so she puts out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temple as if she's trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shi-chan. He-chan. Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensively, or she has a point, attack aggressively. I'm gonna play defensively. It's likely she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not gonna wreck it by doing something reckless. In a few turns, I'll lose the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Wahaha, He-chan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. Well, I mean Shi-chan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious, but it provides a 5-army bonus. But you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, He-chan. Your play needs to have more daring. Ambition. I was really excited when you took South America, but when you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage, that's no good, He-chan. How do I have the feeling that I wouldn't exactly get compliments either way? You don't take enough risks, and when you did, you don't follow through. That's terrible, He-chan. Damn, what's it to her if I play too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. Oh, bigger picture. I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. What's this, reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry too much about joining or not if that's in that case. Giving up like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to taunt me into joining the council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my 2nd day. I can't make that kind of commitment. I haven't even had a look at the other clubs. And these two, they're a little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to look at the other clubs before I decide. Really, He-chan, you're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah. I'm just not sure what I want to. I'm not sure that I want to. Aww. Okay, He-chan, but we're not gonna give up so easily. You said maybe. That means a chance you'll come around. Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me. Unless you graduate before that. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know. Ha! Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game you know then, to give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Aw, that's cold, He-chan. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, but I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor, can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Up one flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. The second floor is a carbon copy of the third floor one. White, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. The only problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there are a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and chose my direction at random. After I turn the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar. I can see that it's open and nothing else. It makes sense for the library door to be invitingly open. And while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it seems like there's someone inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks, as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, a meek "hello" on my lips is quickly snatched away. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in an otherwise abandoned room. The situation stills my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. "Hello there. May I help you?" Staring directly in front of herself, the movement of her lips seems to break the silence rather than the words. However, it is a soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost." She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. "Care to take a seat?" Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding on her. Thanks." I slowly step towards another seat opposite of her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That, and the slight cloudiness of her eyes, means that she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. "I take it you're a new student to Hanako?" Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday." I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. "I'm Lily Sato. Ah! I'm Lily Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from the collection of supplies laid out on a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often slightly touching the side of whatever container she's pouring into. Seems like she's process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to be using her long, dainty fingers to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate with me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I'd never thought of. There you go, you're starting to think better now, in my opinion. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to following the correct process of the offer of preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room are you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring the water in the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hana Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Muto. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walks toward the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. Oh, we get the rare view of myself. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but it seems rather a bad time to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please, there's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try to ask her about herself, as it really does seem she is catering to me. So which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and is specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for that faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure. Sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I seg into another. So, do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, it might be her version of a place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem quite almost the opposite. While Shizune's blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view on the school's club. What kind of clubs are there to join? The most popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, such as art and music clubs. At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into the club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rules as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, although it is encouraged. Oh, good. That's a relief. I should let down my guard around this girl. I've really let down my guard around this girl to let a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. As I look over the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has a distinct orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. The time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun is starting to set. Seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Sorry, Sal. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concerns. Oh no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think about it. Probably something I should have asked Suzune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True. It's open till 6:30 on weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I still have enough time to get there. I have to get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it all right. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's all right. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, that would be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, while hers is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers, we slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't seem long for us to arrive at the door to a warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is a wooden library counter, with the library proper being on its right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with a distinct smell of old books giving the place an old world air. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says it to thin air since the library doesn't seem to be present. Of course, Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Oh. Well, hello, Yuko. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Hi, Lily. How can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual as she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk and I'd been looking for... And while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped. And when I was looking for both of them, you came along and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry. I couldn't know. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be anyway inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her finger as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. Little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? And I don't know what that was. Okay, it's the left click. Okay. I mean the right click. Message. The 2 imported books that arrived? Right. They finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but... Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Do you need to check out a book or return? The way she can quickly shift in between moods is a little unsettling. He's with me, Yuko. This is Sasao, a new student. Sasao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Sasao, right. Sasao, pleased to meet you too, Sasao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Sasao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with this expression of abject terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he'd be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get, but her objection is so sincere I don't doubt for a second that she'd rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. Oh, Lord. But, so, there are a lot of books in Braille here? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops in my head. Seems to work, at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, about a third or a fourth of... I just brain farted again. Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that'd be here. If it's only that, how come the library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and I have to organize and shelve all of them. So troublesome when they waste so much. I wish I could quit this job. Very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles in if you don't mind. It's probably for the best of all of us that she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down narrow aisles, I studied the spines of books in random order, occasionally sliding one or two out to read the blurb, taking it if it looks good to me. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is, a library. It's as if the calm mood of the room I had tea with Lily in's not with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Something about it puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice, quiet corner in the back. While the rest of the library has an odd student sitting at a desk or either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance, I see someone who I notice sitting in one of the several beanbags. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes it look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly, and I start towards the surface, but before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. Guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scarily up at me from underneath her fringe. The first time I've seen her this close, underneath her long dense bangs I can see part of her face. At least a third, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair till they meet her own eyes. For a second I'm shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself, and I remember that I walked up to her for. Hi, I'm new here. Hasao Nakai. We're in the same class. I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember? The girl still doesn't say a word, just simply stares at me wide-eyed. I'm still getting used to the place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Hanako. Her speech, I like her already. Hanako. Anyway. Her speech is stuttering and so quiet that it's very audible even in a still library. Somehow I think my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako, huh? So, what are you reading? She gently tips her books backward and I can see the title at the same time hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring before. Life of Pi? I've never heard of it before. What's it about? A boy and a tiger on a boat. I can see this is taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book but stays silent. She looks kind of tense. A bit like Yuko earlier, but in a different way. More like petrified in terror, I'd say. So the mysterious delinquent girl turned out to be anything but, and she is quivering in a way that makes it seem like she is mortally afraid of me. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is trying to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? I'm looking for new ones to read, but there are just so many. No, it's mine. Oh, so do you come here often? A huge blush spreads across Hanako's face, and her eyes widen far larger than I thought was possible for eyes to do so. Uh-oh. Did she interpret my lame attempt at small talk as a feeble attempt to pick her up? I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I, I, I gotta go do something. Holy crap! Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard that I didn't manage to go after her until she had a good head start. By the time I reached the counter, she was nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I wouldn't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approached the girls. Hey, did you, notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What does she look like? Long dark hair, kinda shy. She had some scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I'd better try to find her. Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right. I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing. I just talked to her. Tried to get to know her. Didn't even manage to get started. Yuko sighs and looks awfully bothered, even more so than she did before. I guess you weren't wrong so much as tactless. Tactless? That girl is a bit of a special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound at all convincing. Then again, it may be just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was being a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, as like she wants to say something but resists it. I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. Makes me smile and she blushes heavily. What? Did that sound stupid? No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither one of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People with papers on their desk really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing. But I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you. Yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbag where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, and I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else. I see. She doesn't say anything else, just checks out my books for me. And I guess that's what they call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to the door. Sudden sound behind me startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? I turn around to see who's talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood. All the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. Makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday. I don't think so. I would remember someone who I only met yesterday. When is that? What day is today? I tried to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we've met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Either we have met, and you're telling the truth, or I can't remember it, or you're just a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. Not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Kenji points a face in my face. Kenji points a finger in my face damningly. Unlike you. Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies. If you think you can pass as Hisato because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance. But who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Excuse me. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there. Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it really is you. Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good, I think. Something wrong? I don't know. I just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually. Even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on other people here, and I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. Don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Sorry for calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's a hard reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see, this is how it is, the world. There is no justice, you see. Even when I lose, I win because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I scared off some girl accidentally. Literally, too. She ran away from me. It was my fault, really, I think. I'm not really used to all of this yet. A girl? A cute one? Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face. Oh. I guess it could go either way. She really was cute, though. Yeah, cute, I guess. I knew it! There are a lot of cute girls here, a strangely disproportionate amount. I believe that is one of the dark secrets of this school. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you ever noticed that the number of girls in this school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60-40. He turns his head to the left and stares off at the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, to an untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad, but it's a full 20%. One would think that the school that had such a pool of women would be a man's dream, but no. Yeah, it is. Yeah. What I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. Are you ready? I don't know where this is going, but I don't think I'll be missing much by cutting out now. No, I am not ready. That's as far as I get. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he really doesn't care if my mind is blown or not. I believe this school is a battleground at the site of a feminist infiltration. The disparity in the number of women to men is a clear sign of how far they have come. Music just got really intense. In case this cold world turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the internal war between the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the buildup of the military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. I think I just like this guy just from how paranoid he is. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, but a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as expected of women. Soon the day will come when Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That's why you can't trust them. They'll string you along, then kill you just as they killed me. You'll end up just like me. Wait, what? They killed you? Oh, hell no. I can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what the hell does that mean? You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of. So, you're not supposed to say something like that. Damn, so rude. Where was I? Oh yes, the vast feminist conspiracy. Stop it, stop. I lost you way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration. Too hard to follow? It's cool. I have some graphs and stuff in my room and puppets. You like puppets? No puppets. You don't like puppets? Okay, graphs are still cool, right? He speaks energetically, responding as almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in animated fashion as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear I was wrong. Something on your mind, dude? I was just thinking what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? It can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the whole last part. And that part is kind of important. There can only be one, like in that foreign movie where there can only be one. And at the end, there's only one dude left because that's the point. Never heard anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. Also has a list of other dark and complex conspiracy the school holds, as tangled as... Quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal. I'm going to bed now. It's extremely late. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later. He claps him on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly it's like he didn't open the door but instead walked right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and go to my room, kicking off my shoes and falling face first into the bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up before I get started on my homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I can't seem to fit in. What irony. What irony. One would think that it's fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Okay, you just went back to kind of dickery in a little bit. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it wouldn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place is really more of a school and less of a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and pill bottles arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Katawa Shoujo. Woo. And I guess that's a good place to cut it off. I've been actually going at this for a little bit. So, until next time, y'all keep safe. Bye-bye.